Alright guys, here we are at my second look at hitbox breakdowns between the male and female characters in Gears of War Judgment. The first one I was not quite satisfied with. I looked at it and found a couple shot placement discrepancies, and I didn't feel like it organized it as well as it could have. So this one here I hope will really conclusively show one way or another how the hitboxes break down. We are going to be shooting a male Onyx guard, a female Onyx guard, a Sofia, and a Baird in this experiment. So here I am showing you the aim points I'm going to use. I'm going to start at the top of the head, go to the chest, go to center body, go to right up at the kneecap, and then right down to at the base of the heel. So I'm going to explain the experiment as I start to show the shots, otherwise it'll take too long. So the plan basically is this: to cover the character with shotgun pellets from top to bottom, and then count the number of pellets that hit them over the shots which we allotted, and then compare the number of pellets which struck each character, and hopefully at the end of this test we'll have a conclusive result one way or the other. And so another way to visualize this is that we have a character hitbox which is like an invisible man standing against the wall, and we want to see which invisible man is bigger. We have two of them, so we stand them both against the same wall and fling the same amount of red paintballs at them with the same spread, and the larger invisible man will accumulate more total splats from the paintballs than the smaller one. So you can see that I'm pausing the video before each shot so you can visually verify that the shot is shot in the right zone for each one, and that I'm using identical shots on each of these characters. And so, of course, if you want to verify even further, you can pause the pause and look at it and compare one, go back and compare one to another. I want to be as transparent with this experiment as possible, because what I really want to get at is the absolute truth and not what my preconceived view of the hitbox situation is. I just want to get to the bottom of it and have evidence that you can look at and feel really good about your conclusion based off of it. And then I'm just going to play through this and let you guys see all these shots. And at the end of the video, we will look at each freeze frame, count the pellets, and see what the final tally is. I'm actually pretty curious. I haven't done it yet.
That's gotta. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna turn it over after this.
Alright, well, oops, Baird's head. But now let's look at these freeze frames. Alright, so the first shot, 5 pellets. And then here for the second shot, we have 6. And then for the body shot, 5 pellets. For the lower shot, we have 5 again. And then for the ankle shot, only 1 pellet in a sort of ouchie place. Alright, so the male Onyx, we got 5 on the head, 6 on the body, 6 in the lower body, and then 4 in the midsection, and 0, just sort of an anomaly, on the feet. Again, Sofia, we're starting to see a really common pattern here. The first 2 shots are always 5 and 6, and then this bit started to get very little bit. The knee shot is usually 4. And the ankle shot is almost always 1 hit in the crotch. Again, we're settling back into the pattern here. So actually it's looking pretty consistent across the board. We have a couple anomalies here and there. And now we're going to round 2 and we're starting to see the same pattern develop. So, you know, here we go. The female Onyx guard got unlucky, I think, twice in her knee shot. The shotgun got off a tiny bit, and that's one of those anomaly shots I was talking about. You can see the male Onyx guard, he had 0 on his first ankle shot, and now on this next ankle shot he gets 2, which is, I think that's just me being a tiny bit off. And then Sofia's second run through, she was consistent. She had the same hits on her both times all the way through. And then we have Baird here for his last go through. You can see another pretty consistent pattern, although we have a couple anomalies. And I'm going to go through those anomalies shot by shot a little bit here. And now I'm finishing up with Baird, so we have the grand total right now. Interestingly, Baird and the female Onyx guard are tied for first in the raw footage at 44 hits apiece. Male Onyx guard comes in second with 43, and Sofia is the happy trailer at 42. Now, before you guys all rush out and become Sofia, you need to consider the anomalies. The anomalies don't start happening until the third shot, the center body belt buckle shot. And what happens here is that the females get 5 shots in every shot taken, and then the males mostly get 6, but with the one exception, the male Onyx guard getting 5. But if you look at the freeze frames here, the males get winged on the tip of their right elbow. And I'm thinking that their elbow is a little higher and a little wider than the females. Look at the male Onyx guard's elbow, how it's sort of high and in the middle of this brick here. Then look at Sofia's, how it's down lower and closer in towards her body. This is a positioning stance issue rather than a hitbox issue, I think. So the fact that the males get hit by that extra pellet on that shot, I think really evens out, which is the only real difference between the sexes. And so the fourth shot, the anomalies, is basically that the female Onyx guard got hit by 5 pellets both times in her lower body. And Baird had one where he got hit 5 and one where he got hit 3. And those, of course, even each other out. I think the female Onyx guard just got unlucky, and that the average of 4 is surely applied to her as well. I don't think anyone thinks she has extra fat hips. So I think I was wrong in my previous video, and I'm really glad I was able to do these further tests and bring you a video which shows, in my opinion, that the hitboxes are incredibly balanced and that the differences are in stances. The pistol stance, the rifle holding stance, the stances between the sexes are slightly different. I think that accounts for some of the hitbox differences. If you want to see the difference in the boom shield stance and how that affects play, watch Abram and HD's excellent video that I'm supplying this link here. And until then, I'm so happy, I think I want to play Ring Around the Rosie with a Grenadier. I'll catch you guys later. Be sure to check the links at the end of the video.